Hey, what's up, everybody? In this video, I wanted to go over the betting recap for January 28th. I know that was a couple days ago, but I just wanted to keep myself honest, gain some knowledge, and go over it. Now, I went 13 and 12 on this day. I'm not going to go over the 29th. 29th was only a few bets. I went 4 and 3 on that day, but not that many games. But I did want to go over this day. And I'm going to go over my picks, but I'm also going to go over like the other games too. So first up, Oregon State at USC, picked 12 and a half. Just ended up losing that barely by 0.5. USC actually covered this. Thought Oregon State would be able to cover it, but they did not. Next up was UTEP at UTSA. UTSA covered this pretty easily. It was only -1, and that's what we picked. We won that one. Let me check because I think they went back to back. Maybe UTEP and UTSA are playing today. Rutgers, Michigan State or Rutgers. So Rutgers was only favored by 3 and they won by 30. We picked that. Saw that Rutgers was better. Luckily, we won that. Louisiana Tech at Southern Miss won that one as well. Louisiana Tech's a pretty good team. Southern Miss, not so much. Now, Bradley at Valparaiso. This went 2 overtimes, but I thought Bradley would cover this. They were favored by 5.5, but they did not. So it's not a big deal. I think Bradley's still a good team. Texas Christian at Kansas. Now Kansas was favored by 14. TCU led after the first half. As you see, this first half was just like nobody was scoring. I don't know. That was a weird game. Kansas picked it up in the second half though. We have to keep an eye on Kansas, like these other teams that are just kind of fading here at the end. UNC Asheville at Winthrop. This was a win as well. I picked UNC Asheville at Winthrop, the UNC plus 11.5. It's 12.5 here, but it was 11.5 when we picked it. I knew Winthrop was really good. They're 16-0, but UNC Asheville looked good enough to me to cover this. And then in the next day, yesterday, we picked them to win outright, and they did. So this was a good pick on that day. Winthrop is still good. It's just this was a back-to-back. This was the first half of the back-to-back, and UNC Asheville just looked good. We also picked the over for this game, the Kansas game, but we obviously lost that because, and I picked Kansas this game as well. So 2 losses here, probably due to this first half and Kansas not even something going wrong there. Memphis at SMU. I thought Memphis would win this outright. They came pretty close, but they did not win. But Memphis is still really good, so I don't think there's too much to get from that. Tennessee State at Murray State. Picked Tennessee State plus 12.5. They did not win. Murray State's pretty good. Picked the under for this and won that because just notice these teams don't score that much. Morehead State at Jacksonville State. We picked Morehead State there because they looked better on paper. And they were, in fact, much better than Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville State hasn't won that many games. Oh, no, they have. Morehead State just looked better. Now, Belmont and Austin P. This was Belmont minus 5.5. I really liked Belmont here. The Sharps were taking Austin P, though, because I guess they were pretty good in past years. But they barely won. So not sure how much to be learned there. Belmont's still really good. Wyoming at San Diego State. I did not pick anything here, but San Diego State, man, are they good? Because Wyoming's not too bad either. UAB at Middle Tennessee. Picked the under and UAB. The Sharps were all over Middle Tennessee, but they did not cover. Middle Tennessee was winning after the first half, though. But UAB is pretty good. Weber State, I really wanted to pick them, but I don't think I did. Did I? No, I did. We did pick up Weber State. They looked way better than Idaho. They turned out to be way better, winning by 25 points. Really good. And I think they're doing a rematch. So I like Weber State again. Houston, wow, they just blew out Tulane. Picked the under on this, but did not, just missed winning that. But Houston covered by plenty here. Stanford at Arizona. Stanford was getting 8.5. I thought that was way too much. I like Arizona, but really like Stanford too. So that one was pretty easy. Picked the over, but it did not go over because Stanford played really good defense. Cal at Arizona State. Everybody was all over Arizona State. I just like betting against that because so many people love them. You can get some really good value. New Mexico at Fresno State. New Mexico is really bad, so I thought Fresno State would cover. They did not cover. New Mexico State's been doing pretty okay recently as far as covering. Air Force at San Jose State. Picked Air Force. They did not cover. They did come back in the second half though. But San Jose State's pretty bad, but they've been covering recently. And Gonzaga at USD. I picked the first half minus 16. Well, I picked the overall also because I thought Gonzaga was good enough and San Diego was really bad. For some reason, Gonzaga took like the first half of this game off, but then they did their normal thing in the second half. So that's the betting recap for January 28th. Just getting more knowledge, checking our wins and losses against that, and just making sure we can learn enough things for our future bets. So make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and thanks for watching.